forum. Check us out at windowcleaningwarriors.com. Today I'm going to do a quick video on high-rise safety. IWCA just put out, I don't know if it's an announcement or some type of information about 4 changes. I don't know if they're really called changes or not. 4 items for safe work practices for RDS, rope descent systems for high-rise window cleaning. The first one for sure would be a change. I haven't heard really discussion in the window cleaning industry about using helmets while you're using rope access type work. It's a no-brainer for me. We've been using them for almost 2 years now, required for all of our employees. I'm an old school window cleaner. A lot of old school window cleaners like what they used when they started. It's 20 some plus years ago. Things change, safety changes. We develop better ideas and techniques that we could utilize. A lot of guys say, well, what's gonna fall on my head? Why do I need that? A lot of guys still aren't using squeegee lanyards. You could get a squeegee dropped on your head. You could have a guy that's working above you or near you, or somebody doing something on a roof that dislodges a piece of the building, stone window ledge or window sill, something like that is easy. But I think the most likely cause, a lot of guys are still attached to their dorsal attachment for their safety. In case of a fall, if you're attached to your back, most likely when you take that fall, you're gonna fall forward. Your head's gonna hit a building or a hard surface, and that could bring you unconscious. Now you're a victim that's unconscious, and it's gonna be tough to, you can't do a self-rescue. And assisted rescue is that much tougher on a unconscious individual. So it just helps, it's just a safety factor. For 30 years I've been wearing a seatbelt. I've never needed to rely on that seatbelt. I still buckle it up. It's second nature. I don't even think about when I get in the car. When we get in our chairs, we're already got helmets on and we don't even think about it anymore because it's just part of what we do now. Another item that they talk about, which I'm very surprised because even back in 2001, the I-14 document touched on this. And I don't know why it was left and never talked about again for almost 20 years, but it's attaching your descender to your harness. When you step into a bosun chair and you get over the side of the building, if your main line was a sever, it's such a loose item, you're likely to lose the whole unit, falls to the ground. Now you're left with your safety line. We use a Kong frog. This is attached to our bosun chair at all times. Kong frog is a simple device. It's over 5,000 pound. It meets that rating. It has 2 side buttons to depress. You depress 1, it does nothing. You have to do 2, and once you depress 2, whatever you slide into it, it automatically locks on. So when we slide into our chair, you depress the 2 sides, take our ventral connection, we're connected. Now, we're connected. Not only is our bosun chair connected so we're comfortable, we're also connected to our descender. I lose my main line, I can re-rig to my safety line, as long as my safety line's the same size rope. That brings us to our next item that they're talking about. Same size ropes. It's just common sense. Guys that are not using same size ropes, I don't understand what the holdup is on it. It's another thing that old school window cleaners, I've been doing this for over 25 years. Guys are still using that triple braid poly rope as their safety line. If your main line severs and you're using that 5/8 inch rope, what are you gonna do? Wait for somebody to rescue? Any company that works at heights is required to have a prompt rescue plan. That doesn't include only calling 911. It's one piece of it, but it can't be considered prompt. Who knows how long that worker will be suspended before the fire department can get out to you, and then they can try to figure out how they're even gonna access you. So by having 2 ropes that are the same size, it works with all of your descenders, your backups, everything. It's a little more expensive to use the same ropes, but it's safety. I mean, how much money do we put? It's not that much more. How much money do we put? Another added thing that we do is our guys are issued out 2 different colored ropes. That way you know which is your safety, you know which is your main, easy, simple thing. It's kind of a no-brainer. The 4th thing they're talking about is training. I don't know why we haven't figured out training and figured out who doesn't want to be considered a skilled trade. You don't do it by going the route we have now. IWCA put together I-14 back in 2001. Dude, it's 2021 right now, and we still haven't figured out that if we're smart about it, we overtrain our guys. That's a huge selling point. High-rise window cleaners work for some of the large corporations, large buildings that pay for safety. They want to be compliant in every regard to business and exposure that they might have. Any negative publicity or exposure to their buildings or their businesses isn't good for them. Training, I've been trained with Capital Safety, IWCA, many times over the many years. Jeff Scott, Safety Green, has been the best training course for window cleaners. You actually get a window cleaner with incredible experience and a lot of experience. It's also a Sprat 3 level 3 Sprat guy, along with his crew that most of them are also Sprat guys that assist with that training program. He cares about safety, he cares about the window cleaning industry, and he puts his heart into what he does and who he trains to make sure companies are out there working safe. Another thing that we did ourselves is I got Sprat certified. It's just another step that separates us from our competitors in our areas, that increases what we charge, and because it increases the value that we bring to these customers. Taking a look at these 4 items, they're easy things to do. A helmet. A lot of old school window cleaners don't want to change anything. They're still using, some are using cans or using the 4-bar racks. Self-breaking descenders are another safe thing to use. It's a no-brainer. If you ever let go, you're still stopped in one area. If you use a Fisk or a figure 8, some guys are descending on figure 8 still, or even a 4-bar rack, if you're in mid-repel and you let go, your safety backup's going to catch you. Self-breaking descenders are another safe way that should be into this information to get guys moving towards that direction as well. I'd love to hear some feedback. Please comment on the video. Usually it's a lot of guys don't want to make any changes, but a lot of guys don't want to use certified anchors. They like to tie into stairwells, and they say their customers won't pay anymore, and if they don't provide the service, the next guy will. You got to stop somewhere. You got to educate your customers, and we got to make ourselves and our industry a safer place. We need to be considered skilled labor, a skilled industry, and get better pay for our employees. It starts with safety, and it starts with you. Jeff Hansen, Window Warriors Forum. Check us out, windowcleaningwarriors.com.